Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today doing an update on the front end, and you guys can see some differences there, and we're going to talk about that. So, one thing I'm trying to do with the Afterlife version is weather it with actual colored bricks. And my first test of that was the engine bay. You guys can kind of see we have some different colors going on the engine, and then on the newly refreshed Frozen Empire version, you know, everything's nice, new, and clean. And I wanted this to look old. I wanted it to look rusty. Still some original color in there. You guys can see a little bit of the blue of the GM block there. But I did my best to kind of mix in kind of different types of browns. I didn't want all one brown for rust. I kind of wanted things to age, look aged differently. You know, different metals are going to corrode differently. They're going to look different. Some things are going to get rustier than others. So I kind of tried to mimic that with I think I have like 3 different colors of brown, even a little tan in here. Tried to weather some other components in the engine bay, really kind of make it look like the rust is starting to creep up on the engine. Things are getting old, things are getting discolored, and I think it looks pretty cool. You guys can see defined differences between the weathered version versus the non-weathered version. And I think it adds a neat touch. The engine in this car has to look dirty, and that's kind of what we're going for. I used a significantly older Technic rubber band for the belt to kind of give it that faded look. The new versions use these red ones. I'm not a huge fan of this red. If you guys remember from the videos on the other 2 cars, I actually used older blue ones. They looked a little bit better, but got to work with what I have. So went with kind of a weathered belt. Got all of my details, my little changes that I made done, as far as like some filling in areas, making the battery look a little bit better. I did have to reference one of my other cars to do that, because I couldn't remember exactly everything that I did. But yeah, I think it's coming along pretty nicely. And I'm right about to the point where I'm really close to separating these projects. I do want to get the dashes done, kind of get all that stuff done, because there were a few changes that I did, and I am going to have to reference my other cars to see what I changed on the dashes. But once the dashes are done, then I'm pretty much going to stop working on this one, and we'll just concentrate on this one, which will be really nice. I am going to try to figure out a way to integrate some tan pieces in some of these white areas. I still have a lot of body of the car yet to build, so a lot of stuff to kind of figure out. I'm still kind of trying to figure out if I need to just build the sections and then take them back off, go back, and then change them. I think that's really going to be the easiest option. Or I'm going to spend forever going through my parts, trying to figure out exactly what I need in certain areas while building it, as opposed to just building it and then taking each section and saying, okay, where can I integrate some tan parts? I hope that idea works, and I hope it looks alright. I gotta try to make it look not so chopped up and too crazy. The hard part is going to be kind of pulling off some type of subtlety in the color change, which isn't going to be 100% perfect, but we'll try to do it the best we can. But yeah, that's pretty much it for as far as like building updates, I will talk about another issue that I ran into, and then kind of my fix for that. And I'm sure you can already guess it was with the suicide door. More issues with that. So I noticed that I could close the door just fine, but I could not get the door open just fine because I was dealing with a kind of an interference fit in this post right here. And I'll show you guys on the other side of the car. That's meant to be a couple 1x whatever plates with 1x whatever tiles on them. And it works great on this side because this door opens away from that. As you open it, it's pulling away. No issues there. Now, with me having, to absolutely have the windows in the correct spot on this, I'm still sitting the exact same window spot on that side, but this door, as it opens, it's actually extending out toward, excuse me, towards that post. And you guys can see when I open that corner, that inner corner right there, moves in closer towards that. And right there was my interference. I did not have enough room for that. I could shut the door and the door would push that out of the way, but to open it, I basically had to pull that away. And you guys see there's a little bit of play in there, but not enough to get that to work. So I ended up, it's not secured as nicely as I would like it to be, but then again, I'm not going to be playing with these. I'm not going to be rough with these, so it's fine. You guys can see I'm just holding that tile in with a 1x2 plate at the bottom, and then still the same plate, the same tile configuration. I just don't have plates built all the way up to kind of make that a little bit thicker because I can't have it thicker. So that was like I'm hoping that was my last fitment issue with the suicide door. These doors, I talked about for quite a while in the last episode, all the issues that I was having with everything, some of the problems that I was running into, a lot of issues. So hopefully that took care of my last issue. The door does open nice, it shuts nice, it kind of holds in place because it does sink a little underneath this red 1x1 tile. So you do kind of have to just lift it up just a little bit to open it up, but not bad at all. Really happy with that. So yeah, you guys are starting to see a little bit more of the finished building process going on there. We're kind of getting the interior stuff figured out. We have all the doors on now. We got the front doors on both cars. So we are getting there. Through all of the little quirks and issues, we are slowly but surely getting there. Let me know what you guys think of my weathered engine bay and engine. I think that's going to look really cool. It's going to be unique for this version of the car. It's going to be something else to separate it. I want the Afterlife version to be kind of special in its overall look, because it is the most deterioration that we ever saw on that car. Some of you might remember at the very beginning of Ghostbusters 2, the Ecto-1 looked a little rough. Not as bad as the Afterlife version though. So we gotta kind of pay our respects to how it looked in the movie as best I can. I'm gonna try my best, guys. It ain't gonna be 100%. It's not gonna be what I want it to be, but it'll be close. So, I'm gonna kind of look into doing maybe a couple spots on the doors, and it's gonna be a lot of changing parts. So I kind of have to get to a point where I'm just focusing on this car, because it's going to be a little too hard to build both cars when I have to spend so much time just on the exterior look of the Afterlife version. But another thing that I kind of had to work on was that I actually have to go back and change on my other ones is deleting some studs for a cleaner look. Kind of what I'm doing on the doors here. Instead of having this be a whole plate of studs all the way out, kind of changed a few things on the inside there. Used a 1x1 plate to kind of end the studs right underneath that curved part, and then run just tile, try to smooth things out a little bit. And then of course on the Frozen Empire version, something a little different completely is we're continuing the red stripe all the way to the front. So I kind of had to think ahead on how, you know, I ordered some extra, not really extra, but a bunch more of these red tiles to finish up all the way to the front. So basically doing the same changes, just in red. You know, instead of there being a white 1x1 tile or plate underneath there, there's a red 1x1 plate underneath that, and then a 1x2 red tile to finish that off. A couple 1x1 red parts on that. Really trying to keep the line red. Luckily, these cars, the way they're built, this is a really easy thing to do. It's literally just changing the color of the part. So other than a few little modifications that I'm doing to delete some studs on the car, on the exterior, everything else is super straightforward. Just basically use red parts instead of white parts to make that line come all the way up to the fenders. So we do have officially very defined which is which now. Just building the back end, there wasn't really, I was picking one over the other which was going to be which. Now we are finally to that point where you can tell this is the Afterlife, this is the Frozen Empire. So getting there, guys. A lot of work, still a lot to come. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these update videos and some of the changes. And by my next update video, we should be solely concentrating on the Afterlife version. So yeah, hopefully you guys are excited to see some more progress. I'm excited for everything that's going on here. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, take care.